Hoboken, New Jersey, where Good Day New York's Jessica Formoso, she is joining me live. Jessica, good morning to you, but man, you have had to deal with the brunt of commuters this morning. New Jersey Transit has, vastly eliminated trains. They have limited their trains. This is all because of construction work. So Jess, before I mess it up, why don't you explain exactly what is going on with New Jersey Transit this morning?
Good morning, Tina. So, at this hour, it's 10:03 right now. And, it has died down since we last spoke in the 8 o'clock hour and the 9 o'clock hour. And that's because rush hour is pretty much now almost over, if not over. But it was a bit of a rush here. I was talking to Rosanna in the 9 o'clock hour about how people are off this week. So that could also contribute to the fact that I have to say, overall, yes, there were frustrated commuters. Yes, the commute is longer than expected, but it wasn't too bad, I have to say. It wasn't what we expected it, where we were expecting to see those platforms filled with people rushing to that train. We did not see that here today, and I think it has something to do with the fact that people are still off. Yesterday was a holiday. They probably took today off and maybe even the rest of the week. That said, though, commuters are still frustrated, not happy. I spoke to one woman who really, I was like, tell me how you feel, girl, because she just went off. She went off, and she said that before getting here to Hoboken, she actually met with the NJ Transit president and CEO. And I said, did you tell him all this? She goes, well, no, I couldn't tell him all that. But she was telling us how frustrating it is. She says, this is adding to my commute an extra 30, 40 minutes. And we all know an extra 30, 40 minutes when you're getting to work or trying to get home in the evening is just really not fun. That's the last thing you want to deal with. But look, they're going to have to deal with this for 4 weeks. And that's because all due to the Portal Bridge that they are redoing. So it's construction there over in Kearney. So what's going on is that NJ Transit is reducing trains from 48 to 18 per hour due to the Porter Bridge cutover. Now that construction started on Sunday. It's the final phase of that construction. So that's why this work is going to last about 4 weeks. By March 15th, things should be back to normal. That said, though, there are limited service. So the trains are not running on a regular schedule like we're used to see them run. So this is, let me pull up here the information as to what commuters can expect. So the work is to allow Amtrak to switch from the existing Portal Bridge to the new Portal North Bridge over the Hackensack River. So during this time, trains will run on a single track between Newark and Secaucus. What that means is that fewer trains operating into Penn Station, New York, on the Northeast Corridor and the North Jersey coastline. And there is no direct Midtown service into Penn Station, New York on the Morristown line, the Gladstone branch, and Montclair Boonton line. Those trains are coming here. They're being diverted to Hoboken. So from here, what you have to do is either take the ferry, the path, or a bus. And we have seen those buses come. You could see possibly one, I don't know, right behind me there. There's 2 buses that come here and pick the passengers and then head over to New York. But what's the issue here? Okay, so some commuters are telling me they have to take 4 or 5 trains in order to get to their final destination in New York City. So that's what's having commuters frustrated, right? Because it's not just get to Hoboken, hop on the ferry, hop on the train, and you're there. No, they're saying already from the moment they leave their house. Yeah. Right. So the moment they leave the house, like one woman is explaining her husband's commute. She says he lives in East Orange, New Jersey. So he has to take a bus to Newark Penn Station. Newark Penn Station, hop on that train. Then take a path to Jersey, a path train to Jersey. From Jersey, take another path train to 33rd Street in Herald Square in the city, and then take a subway to get to Jamaica, Queens. So I said, oh my gosh, how long is that going to take? She goes, probably 2 to 3 hours every day for the next 4 weeks. So that's why commuters are frustrated. Overall, though, NJ Transit is saying, hey, we need to get this done, because if we get this work done, we'll have more reliable trains. We don't have to have cancellations and delays. That's the hope. So NJ Transit is saying, we understand your frustration. We understand that this is going to be challenging for the next month, but this work needs to be done, hoping that when all is said and done, things will be a lot better for commuters.
And that's March 15th.
Tina, you and I, we've commuted.
Yes. And I was going to say, because I
commuter.
use
We
New
know
Jersey
what it is to
Transit.
be.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, Jessica, because in Hoboken, right by you, you have to get to Hoboken to get on those paths. There isn't great parking in Hoboken. Then so if you're driving your car, same thing with Secaucus. If you think, okay, maybe I'll drive my car to Secaucus, because if I can't take one of the further out train stations, it is expensive to park your car in Secaucus, and then you still have to take the extra trains and all of that. Jessica, you this morning, you have been talking to those commuters. So you really, great job explaining what has been, really the number of trains that have been reduced, why they're doing this. We get it. It's about safety. It's about improving service. But it's still a big frustration for these workers that have to go to work.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a listen to some of those commuters that you caught up to this morning at the Hoboken Path Station so that our viewers here can listen. Listen to this. This is Jessica's work this morning.
Why? They're really horrible. They changed the state. They changed the trains. There's no communication with passengers. It's just horrible.
New Jersey Transit is just terrible in general. We pay a lot of money and get very little service. The trains, they're filthy. You can't see out the windows. It's terrible.
Okay, first of all, NJ Transit isn't reliable as it is, and now they're shutting down for an entire month to do track work, not letting us go into the city. My commute actually doubles. I work in Bryant Park, so it's 15 minutes to walk from Penn Station. Now I have to take a half-hour path from Hoboken just to get to 33rd, to then walk the 15 minutes that I had to walk from Penn Station originally. So it's extremely annoying.
Oh, that was really good sound, Jess. Yeah, tell me more about, and it was really crowded there. There were a lot of people behind them. So there's so many more people. There's an influx of these people getting to the PATH trains too, right?
Right. And I have to give kudos to the employees here, NJ Transit employees. At least that first guy that you heard from, that he says there was no information. So he was doing the reverse commute. He was coming from New York City over here. So that's why he was like, and over in the New York side, I was not getting any information. I do have to say, at least here at this station, Hoboken, we have to give props to the NJ Transit employees who were here with signs, literally post boards that said NJ Path, ferry, buses, holding them and directing people to where they need to go. And there were loudspeakers making announcements. So really props to them this morning out here in the cold and directing the riders to where they had to go. That said, they are honoring your ticket. So if you have a ticket, the Midtown Direct Service tickets, they are honoring for Path, the ferry and the bus. But as that young lady said at the end there, she's from Maplewood, New Jersey. She was like, this should be free for the next month. Like, why am I paying for service when it's inconveniencing me? So I understand her frustration. They are trying to do their best. And we did actually hear from the NJ Transit president and CEO this morning. He's agreeing. He's like, I know this is going to be challenging. He says, I understand your frustration, but he's like, trust us. This is for the good of all commuters at the end of the day. He also said, if you can work from home, that's probably your best bet. But we all know not all of us can stay home and work from a computer. Some of us actually have to go in. But, Tina, all I can say is, I just be patient. Try to map out your commute. Where you need to go, how long it's going to take you, because clearly it's going to take more than expected. Longer than expected.
You have to build in that extra time. Jessica, so for the commuters that are in New York, maybe watching us right now, and they have to get to New Jersey at some point today for work or home tonight, what is your advice to them about knowing which trains to take and where to go, how they can go about mapping out getting back to New Jersey and kind of navigating all this?
Yeah, so my advice to you is download the app. Download the New Jersey Transit app and head over to their website if you don't want to download the app. That is the latest information. And you can actually put in there like New York Penn Station to, let's say, Montclair, New Jersey, and it tells you the times and what trains are available. That is your best bet. Don't try to wing it and say, I know there's a train every 30 minutes or there's a train every 15 minutes. That's not the case. There's limited service. That's why they're saying limited service, and some trains are not going from New Jersey straight to Penn Station. They're being diverted to here, to Hoboken. So just be on the lookout, and definitely Twitter, X, is always a good resource. Also, NJ Transit is big
good.
on X as well.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's new information for me. I have the app. I'm showing it to the camera right now. It's a little hard to see with our lighting, but the minute you open it up, it gives you an alert. Important rail schedule updates,
Yes.
special porter cutover train schedules, and then it goes throughout the whole thing. Obviously, starting February 15th, which technically was Sunday through, and then starting Tuesday, customers on Morristown, Gladstone. So great information here, the app.
Yeah.
That's the key to keep, and any updates and price. I buy my tickets on here. So great advice, Jessica. Jess, I'm glad you survived
just
the
check it.
commuters today, but I'm also sure they were happy to share their voice. You gave them a voice today about, what's going
Yes.
wrong and the shortcomings with all of this. Jessica, thank you so much.
And
It's
we're
been a
here to
long
hear
one.
them out. It was. And Tina, just, we were laughing here with Al and Dan, my photographers, because we were getting everything. Like, I was like, how's your commute this morning? How's this commute? And people were just like, I can't talk to you.
They
Like,
didn't
I'm
even
running
wanna
to my
talk.
train.
Yeah,
And then this
yeah.
one guy is like my 2-year-old daughter. And I was like, whoa, I guess it was really bad when you're like blowing in my face. But I guess just shows, people are frustrated.
Yes.
It just shows the way people communicate and just how frustrated they are. Like, there are just no words. Like, he was
and
pretty
it's a
much telling me, like,
small
there's just no
area
words, but-
over there. So now you have extra people, extra cars, extra buses coming into that little corner there in Hoboken, which has the PATH train station. Well, that's where New Jersey Transit comes in as well. But usually get right off the train. You don't have to go near the street.
Right.
And you go right down into the path. This now, people are coming from all over with the buses and stuff. So I know how crowded and frustrating it could be. Jessica, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Of course.
All right, that is our Jessica Formoso. She was live on the scene at the Hoboken train terminal where both New Jersey Transit and Hoboken PATH trains begin, and talking to commuters about this whole reducing of the number of trains. They have reduced by more than half, and this is all as work is finally getting underway to switch the tracks now. The current NJ Transit tracks, they're switching them over to the new Portal Bridge. Construction is expected to end this whole process not until March 15th. But it's for the betterment of New Jersey Transit. We know how many trains have been canceled because of, track issues, things like that, when the weather gets bad, when they're adding tracks, and they need to get this done by the World Cup, because there's going to be people from New York City getting into New Jersey to get to those games at MetLife Stadium, people from around the state of New Jersey using those trains because they're advising don't bring your car within a 10-mile radius of MetLife Stadium. So I know that from all my sports coverage. So that is crucial for them to get these trains up and running. And this particular Portal Bridge, for those of you in New York or Long Island, this is between Newark and Secaucus. So it is in the middle, so, more of the innards of New Jersey Transit there. So that's not even to get you to New York City. They have to use a lot of the trains to get to the big junction, which is Secaucus Junction. Okay.